Welcome, race fans. Welcome to CMS Sunday Trucks tonight here at Charlotte. It's the Memorial Day weekend, broadcast by Ninth Gear. A week late, gave the guys a break for the actual Memorial Day, but we're here under the lights at Charlotte for our eighth race of the season, and I think it's going to be an exciting one, Luke.
Yeah, Kevin, I'm always a big fan of these trucks. I love seeing these things run around the track, and we're watching these guys get some early qualifying laps out here right now. We're looking at AJ Binish make his way around the track right now, but a good list of drivers out here. We got, I believe, a little over 23, 24, I want to say. So I think we're in for an exciting one.
Yeah, and this is our Memorial Day broadcast as far as CMS goes, and I think it's going to be an exciting one. I've seen some cool schemes already. We'll get into that a little bit more later. But right now, we're just seeing some of the guys put up some qualifying laps out here, including the number 5 car of Michael Carroll.
The guys out there posting up some lap times. And I'm pretty sure the tower's just bugged because we're qualifying, I would imagine.
Yeah, I agree. AJ Binish going to the top of the board. Michael Carroll behind. Chris Hudson hopping into second. A good lap for Tim Collier as well in P4 right now. See if that'll hold. Joe Nathan with a killer lap. Oh, Tim Collier with another good lap.
Man.
Tim out there getting it done. You guys still have to take their second qualifying lap out here. Not quite sure if this is first one's better for it or second one's better for it as far as laps go, but I mean, as we saw by Tim, both of his laps were top 5 contenders, so maybe he's got Charlotte down. AJ Binish, though, at the top of the board right now with a 29.91. This is just a short 5-minute quali, so while we, watch these cars go around on the qualifying, we're going to get things started, and we're going to get it started with our pre-race prayer of the evening, and Devin McCaffrey, racer of the 77 car, is going to get that going for us.
Thank you, Kyle. Dear Heavenly Father, I just want to thank you for this race we have tonight, for the servers and for the all the organizers putting this together, for the broadcast, for the internet and equipment we have to do this and have this fun time. And we especially want to thank you for the men and women that have laid down their lives to give us freedom in this country to be able to play video games on the internet and have a great time together. We thank you again, and we ask for a clean race, a good race, and a fun time. In Jesus' name, amen.
And thank you, Devin, for that. We wish you the best of luck in the race out here tonight.
Thank you, boys. Appreciate it.
Hey, that was Devin McCaffrey getting us started the right way with the prayer of the evening, and now we're going to move into the national anthem as we wrap up the qualifying out here.
we're back, ready to get this thing rolling out here. The boys are getting gridded up, and we're getting ready to get this thing rolling.
Absolutely. The guys are gridding up for a night of Charlotte fun out here. A very memorial race for a very memorial weekend, and I think this is going to be a fun one, Luke. I'm ready to go racing.
Hey, as am I, and we're waiting for the qualifying results to make their way over to us now while the guys are taking off. We have the grid now whenever you are ready, Kevin.
Yeah, and we're going to skip the grid tonight. We're going to do a moment of silence on the second time around. A few of the names we're going to remember that gave the ultimate sacrifice. Our PFC Thomas Rogers, U.S. Army, World War II. Corporal Dustin Allen Durga, U.S. Marine Corps. First Lieutenant David Schmitz, U.S. Air Force. E-4 Mechanic Donald Noblaw, Navy. Russell Boyce, Army, Staff Sergeant. And those that lost their lives to suicide after giving us their sacrifice in war. Many more not mentioned, but the second time around we're going to take a moment of silence for those who gave it all for our country. The green flag is out. These guys are still going as we take a moment of silence. Thank you. We're going green this time by. It's going to be the command of AJ Benish on the inside. As they gear up. Ready to go racing out here. And here we go.
What a jump from AJ Benish.
Yeah, and you know, AJ Benish getting a good.
Sorry, but the tower is having a little bit of a mind of its own, it seems. Looking the way what it looks like once it recycles. Okay. Top 20 looks good. It looks like from P20 back to about P25. It's a little lovely, but the names are still there, just not the numbers or positions. Sorry, carry on.
Yeah, I was just going to say, AJ Benish got a good jump there, but we're at Charlotte, and I think Jeff Schmeier's going to catch up real soon, maybe get a little bit of draft going, and he's right there with Joe Nathan. Both of them had a great deal of success 2 weeks ago when we last met. Yeah, all about single file out here, Luke, so far. We cycle through a little bit. Got some battles going on throughout the field, but as for the top 10 guys up here, it seems like they're, you know, playing it safe. We got 150 laps of this thing.
A little bit of
Yeah, the grid top 10 was Benish, Schmeier, Collier, Nathan, Dargert, Hudson, Carroll, McCaffrey, Braun, and Vickery. Vickery's up a couple spots. Here moving up from 10 to 8 right now. There it is.
As it stands, AJ Binish, Jeff Schmeier, and Joe Nathan on the top right now. AJ Binish rocking one of the new 9th gear Memorial Day schemes, Kevin.
Yeah, and look, we got a lot to talk about as far as schemes go tonight. As we cycle through some of these drivers, I'm going to be mentioning who their scheme is in honor of if I was handed the information. I know we got a few cars out here that gave us some in-depth information about their schemes out here, and AJ Benish running the Marines Chevrolet of 9th gear. Myers about caught Benish, though. Not far off of him.
Joe Nathan's right there next to him, though, on his
Nathan,
floor.
too, yeah. Right side by side. I can't tell who's going to get the exit speed.
Jeff Schmeier.
It's like, yeah, looks like the 22's on the top's just going to get the speed on the exit, but not able to clear him yet.
Marine scheme. See the Rock Pirates.
Yeah, and just trying to get together, put these schemes to the descriptions I was given. But looking at Chris Hudson, a Navy scheme as well.
Carroll in the Air Force scheme.
Yeah, Michael Carroll.
Oh, a little bit up into the wall there is Nick Donati in the 93. The Longhorn Steakhouse across the bumper. We got the league commissioner, Tim Collier.
Lap 9 of 150, a
Running
good
the Space Force
qualifying
scheme.
lap by Collier.
That scheme, the Space Force.
Absolutely, good looking scheme out there.
There's Tyler Vickery rocking another 9th gear Memorial Day scheme. He's rocking the
Navy out
scheme.
there.
Man, that's a good looking one.
Yeah, and throughout the evening, when I get some information on these schemes, I'll tell you which one to look into, and we'll talk about it a little bit.
That works for me. A lot of these drivers up here still racing up there near the front. AJ Binish still has quite the lead up. About half a second up on Joe Nathan. Jeff Schmeier.
How about Devin McCaffrey, giving your indication of the evening? He's up into a top 5 position now. Michael Carroll follows him in P6. Then it seems like there's a little bit of break between McCaffrey and Carroll. About a second gap on them, and then there's a little bit of gap after Carroll. So the field's starting to get spread out just 12 laps into this thing, Luke. I mean, we got a lot ahead of us.
I think a lot of these guys just trying to find their line. Get settled back into that groove. Things rolling out here. We still got a long way to go. But now Joe Nathan, the inside on AJ Binish. He ain't gonna have it going into the back straightaway. Very spread out field out here.
Yeah, no doubt. These guys just settling into their groove. Maybe some tire saving as well going on. just, different strategies, and we see that get spread out very quickly at these mile and a halves.
Long race, a lot more racing left out here, so I imagine these guys aren't going to be racing too tight out here. Certainly not, but you never know.
Connor Patton slipping in to a P7 spot, trying to surpass Michael Carroll to get up there with his teammate. Take a look at his scheme. The SR-71 Blackbird themed with the Lockheed Martin skunk logo on the bed and the POW MIA. We're looking at Connor Patton with the POW MIA logo on both sides, painted by Loveridge Paint Schemes. Good looking car, Luke. I love those colors. I know you can't see one of them, but
I can see the skunk on the back.
there you go. Great looking car there.
Still leading this thing out here. The guys behind him, Joe Nathan and Jeff Schmeier, running door to door right now, fighting for second place.
Yeah, and a decent fight going on for 11 and 12 between Loveridge and Tyler Vickery. They're both running similar times. We see a couple two wide battles back there. One of them involving Vickery, one of them involving Donati. Or not Donati. Collier. Okay, yep, he's up there.
Reading that Logan Brown has crashed. He's up there on the high side. He's not moving.
Oh man, that's gonna be a caution.
Oh boy.
Up there waiting until it's clear to get moving, if he can. Not sure what happened there.
Looks like everyone's gonna hopefully safely cycle around him. We're gonna have to go back and take a look at that one. Back a little bit here. This is Logan Brown. Ooh. Not too sure what that was, Kevin. We might have to go back and watch the in-car of that.
Yeah, maybe some mechanical issues.
Okay, let's take a look. Tire lockup.
Oh, he just got. Yeah. Well, I thought it was a server disconnect at first because I mean we didn't see any movement after the incident too. But I don't know how that would work. So yeah, I suppose just some sort of failure had to have happened there for him to lose all control of his rig and inevitably get up hard into the wall, bringing out your first caution.
That's interesting. We jump back live here. He's driving around now, and he seems good to go. So it seems regardless, he kept that just to himself. No one else got involved there. So all things considered, could have been a lot worse. So.
Yeah, under our first caution, I'd like to thank all the current drivers out here that served in the military. And there could be more. This is just based off of the information I have been given from the drivers themselves. Caleb Colburn, Specialist, Army National Guard, 6 years active. Senior Airman Carroll, Air Force, 3.5 years. United States Air Force, Staff Sergeant Noah Bruh Loveridge, 7 years. Specialist Connor Patton, Army, 4 years. And like I said, definitely could be more out here, but that's just the names I was given.
And like you said, a big thanks to all those guys. We wouldn't be able to run these races without them. So glad we can live in this free country, or we can sit here and bullshit about NASCAR all night, Kevin.
Absolutely.
It'll be Davis Braun and Nick Donati here leading the charge off this restart. How many laps out here on Charlotte, Kevin?
I used to. I've run a lot of them on like the street stocks and the mini stocks. But, I don't know if I've. Sorry, I was saying I haven't ran mini laps in the trucks. Cut out.
Gotcha, gotcha. We're going to be going green this time by. It's going to, like I said, be Davis Braun and Nick Donati here. Charge.
Yeah, maybe on a little bit different strategy staying out here. As, we're about a little over an eighth of the way through this race. Some of these guys coming in, I don't know if they're topping off on fuel or getting some tires, but we're starting to see different strategies already, Luke, and the pace truck is in. Davis Brunt and Nick Donati on the front row. Green, 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 here we go.
Davis Braun with the initial jump, and he's now in the lead. He's always one of these front runners out here, Kevin. He's a dangerous guy to be next to. He knows what he's doing. He's getting passed on the inside right now by Nick Donati. Joe Nathan behind him.
Yeah, and Joe Nathan was looking quick in these early laps, so he's going to be wanting to get around and get into that clean air out here early.
Fanning out a little bit there. Factory bunch now as it is. They did last time. They're all bunched back up. And oh my god, they're wrecking like shit behind them.
Oh,
Oh boy, I see Tyler Vickery.
Vickery's involved. Robitaille's involved.
Robitaille sideways.
Buckler.
Gordon,
Gendron is involved.
yeah, Gendron's involved.
Oh
Man, that was
man,
a
this is going to
nasty
be a big one.
That was a
Yeah, and
nasty one.
viewers don't leave the stream so early because they do have a fast repair, and I'd say none of these guys, unless Logan was involved in it, none of these guys are out of it because one get out of jail free card in this race that you can clear up any damage. Just looking, it looks like
Oh.
Robitaille gets loose and then tries to correct and comes down into the 124 of Tyler Vickery. The 45 also involved. I think that's Chris Hudson. Or no, that's Brian Fackler.
I think Michael Carroll got smacked there at the end of it as well.
Oh man. Trouble strikes early for the guys. Oh yeah.
Man. Yeah,
Let's go back and take a look at Pierre's onboard there. He turns in. Oh, well, it wasn't for Pierre then. Well, that was.
That was.
That's on me. I'm trying to see who was the red car up there that got loose. Yeah, who's the red car that got loose up there and got into Vickery? Let me go back and take a look. Yeah, whoever's right there.
The 51.
51 would be
57. Sorry, that's Jay Darter.
Jay Darger. Let's take a look at his on board. I think he just got loose and
They
tried to correct back inside, and you know how it goes. Right there. I mean, looking back at it. Yeah, I was gonna say, looking back at it, that wasn't even his first, contact with another car.
It actually comes first with the, let's see, who is that? I believe the 7? The 07, sorry.
Yeah, just got loose.
Can't really hold on to it afterwards, and that involves the,
A little 1-2 punch to Michael Carroll there.
yeah.
Not
ideal for him or victory, that's for sure.
not an incredibly veteran move by Robitaille, but if it worked, Luke, it would have been very cool.
Yeah, sure would have been, but
Splitting the gap there on about 180 miles an hour. Brings out our second caution of the evening, and this one was actually more than one car involved, so this one's what you got to be paying attention to. I'd say 3 or 4 guys right there lost their fast repair.
There was some pretty hefty shots there. A lot of the guys probably have to take it just to stay up with this thing, but it makes them have to make it a little safer out here, that's for sure. We still got a long ways to go.
Yeah, and Luke, if you could turn your microphone up on stream. It's a little quiet.
Yep. How about now?
Posture check.
Yep.
I don't know, I'll let you know how it sounds. Once I,
Hello. Can Kevin's dumbass hear me?
Yep. Still quiet.
Fucking me. The gain is down like a motherfucker. How about now?
I'll let you know in about 30 seconds once it
Fuck you, Kevin.
relays through
Fuck
stream,
you, Kevin.
but
Fuck you, Kevin.
we're coming out of turn 3 and 4. Pace truck is in. It's going to be Schmeier on the outside of AJ Benish. It's the 2 fastest guys of the evening, back into the front row.
Shut the hell up, Kevin. We're going green. We're racing once again out here at Charlotte. Now that's your favorite there.
Just hilarious, Luke. AJ Benish with another good jump. Getting almost half a second up on these guys, just into 1 and 2 right there. But here comes Jeff Schmeier with a good run off the back stretch, as he's going to try to close it in as much as he can.
Digging deep here, he's holding strong. A little bit back there, just a little bit. But most of the way single file.
Connor Patton now up into P3. As he's being followed around by Noah Loveridge, his teammate, both of them in a good position. Taking a look at Noah Loveridge's scheme. That one's going to be the number 10 Honors Tuskegee Airmen. Set the grounds for a multiracial fighting force. Names listed on the truck vary, but all have an important impact. Also can be found on Twitch at iStolls with a Z. Devin McCaffrey now in P5. That's a Lovers Motorsports 345 right there. Briefly. Guys are trying to pierce their way back through the field after no doubtably having some damage and having to use some fast repairs out here. We see some guys having to get through some traffic, and that's when it can get interesting, Luke.
Yeah, of course. It's interesting to see how these guys adapt out here as the laps are starting to go and knock away slowly but surely. You know, we're making decent pace out here. Some of the better lap times out here. We're going to post up the last lap times first out here. So these guys are.
Your best lap last lap was AJ Benish. Or actually McCaffrey, putting up a 30.19. Was that last lap or is that best lap we're seeing?
This is the last lap right now.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Now.
Best one looking like it's going to be AJ, or Noah Loveridge with a 30.04 is what I'm seeing. Cycle through a little bit more. Yeah, that's a great lap time. Oh, 29.92 for Connor. 29.97 for Darger. Some good lap times out here for the guys. It's all about tire conservation though, Luke, as we're only 36 laps into a 150 lap race.
Battle going on right there around Noah Loveridge, Nick Donati, and Tyler Vickery all running around near each other.
Luke, I gotta ask, what type of line would you run out here? You know, with the tires definitely being a factor, but the track position also being a pretty big factor.
I mean, personally, I think I'd be kind of running a similar line, probably more to Jeff Schmeier, more of like a run the third line, the really, really high line for the straightaways, and then come back down into that like second line for the turns. I think that's a pretty good way to keep up this pace up here with these guys running from high to low, but still conserve a little bit more time. What about you?
Yeah, I mean, I gotta agree. We saw in the practice sessions Friday night, AJ Benish able to hold his tires off. The best didn't get the win there, but I mean, I think it's just going to be a game of seeing what just little bits of pieces of tires these guys can preserve out here, in between their pit stops, which we will probably start seeing soon. Probably within the next 20 laps, we're going to see at least the cycle start. Your top 5 reads Benish, Schmeier, Patton, Donati, Vickery. Some of these guys have fallen off about, 15, 20 seconds of pace out here on the lead lap. So, I mean, if we stayed green for a while longer, we could see some lap traffic. But for now, it's just clear skies for AJ Benish. About 0.8 of a second ahead of Jeff Schmeier. Both of them on probably a little bit of a conservation strategy, not pushing these things as hard as they can.
What a spread out field we have out here tonight, Kevin. I mean, you see a big gap between the main group out here and that second group.
Yeah, no doubt. We're on lap 46 of 150 of them out here. Third caution flies.
Oh boy. We get a read on what happened there. I think it's Cologne that crashed. At least that's what I'm getting a read on. It seems we're having a little bit of internet issues, so we're going to go and show the caution out here, the calls of caution. We're going to see if we can get that sorted out, so we're going to try to get this done pretty fast. Oh. Oh my fucking god!
He sends the 87. Overhead, Miguel Colon.
That was the 21. Alright, well, we're going to go and see if we can get this...
Drew Lidkey.
It's looking like it's better for me. How's it look for you?
I'm watching. I'll tell you if it's freezing up again. Looking good.
Good? Alright.
As for now, I'll keep you updated. But looking good for now. That's going to involve Lidkey and that's going to involve Cologne, and neither of them are going to be happy there. It's going to bring out the third caution. It's really starting to kill the idea of, tire conservation out here because, I mean, we're seeing all these pits under caution, so we haven't seen tires get super bald yet, I don't believe.
Here come some of the pits. We're seeing about half the field coming in from about 8th place and on. Jeff Meyer, Connor Patton, David McCaffrey, Nick Donati, Noah Loveridge, Alex Knoblaw, and a couple of the other guys electing to stay out.
Yep, Luke, go ahead and restart the stream real quick.
Okay.
It's just... Hello, hello, hello.
Hello, hello. We are back, but we're going to have to rejoin the session on iRacing due to it being stupid, weird, and not cool.
What happened? Just overlay issues?
It's just every time I pull the reset my internet, it just
hey, they can hear us.
Yeah, that's cool.
All right.
But yeah, when I was fixing the internet there, it just doesn't let me for some reason stay connected to the race session or reconnect to it. So
we'll be going green next time by, so you got a little bit of time here.
Yeah, We're currently in the process of rejoining out here, but hope it will be reconnected here in just a few moments. OBS, and we're back. Pacing around under our fourth caution of the afternoon, it shows.
Yeah, it looks like we missed some pace laps.
A little bit.
Last we saw was the third caution come out. If we could get some, we won't be able to get a replay, unfortunately. We will, however, be able to get some sort of word on what that caution was for. Well, Luke, it's looking like Joe Nathan's the big name involved in that one. Yeah, just I'm hearing Joe Nathan up into the wall. He's hard into it. A couple more impacted, but nothing big except for Nathan, who's probably going to have to use his fast repair on the evening.
Gotcha.
Your top 10 reads Schmeier, Patton, McCaffrey, Donati, Loveridge, Carroll, Nobla, Lidke, Colburn, Fockler. Different strategies continue to play out, Luke. We're about a third through this one, and the internet's looking better.
We'll be going green this next time by out here.
Pacing around, going to be green this time by. The lights are off on the truck. Front row is going to be Schmeier and Patton. Luke, let's take a look at another paint scheme while we're under caution. Let's take a look at Alex Nabla running the Navy and Air Force scheme. Maybe. Hold on, let me figure out which one he's running. I got a list of what the schemes represent, Luke, but I didn't get names next to him.
I see.
So, I've been trying to match them up as much as I can. Regardless, I'll deal with that while we call this race because we're going green. Pace truck is in. Green flag is in the air, and we are racing once again as that outside line just cycles right back into the inside. That's going to be Connor Patton looking for his first taste of the lead tonight. Devin McCaffrey to follow. Jeff Schmeier trying to hold off Ninth Gear, trying to hold off Loveridge Motorsports. Ninth Gear and Loveridge Motorsports running 2nd through 7th out here. Caleb Colburn. Jeff Schmeier still your race leader. Connor Patton and Devin McCaffrey side by side, trying to fight for that 2nd position.
There's maybe some router shopping for me tomorrow, Kevin.
Yep.
Shit is garbage.
What's our bit rate usually set to?
Like 5K.
It's at 3 right now.
I can see that it's at 3.
Can you switch that mid-broadcast?
No. Technically don't know, so it'll let me. I'm chasing 3K, maybe it'll be better. Let's see.
No, it's on 3K.
It's on 5 now.
Well, it's saying on my end that it's only pushing out 3.
I see that too. Usually we're pushing like 7. Just don't know what the fuck's going on. Either way, if everybody can still hear us, it's Caleb Colburn and Davis Braun now, the 2 leaders battling it out right now for first.
Maybe a little bit better now. Nope, I lied.
Well, usually doing the old internet trick fixes it, but here's not.
Fifth caution's out, though.
Reading it's a Tim Collier involved in that one, and I believe Gendron again. Go back and watch
Oh,
that
no.
one. Oh, boy. Ooh, maybe a little bit of netcode there.
Oh, boy. Collier goes for a spin through the infield.
Gendron, I think, got a little loose off of the end of that and went up into the wall a little bit. A little high to avoid it and got caught in the wall. Just tried to hook it right to stay off that other truck and just got up into the wall a little bit. But regardless, that puts us on another caution out here, Kevin. And left trying to think of what router I'm going to buy tomorrow. We're currently reconnecting to the race section. The stream looks stable and smooth right now, so hopefully here, once we get the race loaded back up, we should be back in action. Okay, looks better, ladies and gentlemen. We're hoping this is a little smoother than it was last time. Waiting for Trade Paints to load all the schemes back through, but it's Davis Braun, Joe Nathan, and Caleb Culver here as your top three.
Yeah, and Luke, we missed about 15 laps with the internet issues, so just catching you guys back up, and it's already frozen again. Hopefully, it sorts itself out.
All we can really hope
But
for right now. But regardless,
catch, catching you back up, it's Braun in the lead. Nathan, Colburn, Cologne, Hudson, Patton, Vickery, Carroll, McCaffrey, Donati. Impressive by Joe Nathan. He's in a good spot right now after getting involved in an incident earlier.
seems it's very off and on right now, Kevin. We're hoping, obviously, that it gets better, but see, I suppose. Very spread out field once again, Kevin, and see a bunch of the guys trying to get bunched up together and make up some wrap time out here. Any idea on the fuel situation tonight?
I think it was about, I don't know, I was thinking mid 40s on fuel, but we haven't seen a green flag stop yet from these guys.
I guess we'll see out here as this thing develops. Now Davis Braun and Joe Nathan fighting for the lead. About being a little bit quiet here, guys. Just trying to make sure and see if the internet's any better. Like I said, it just seems like it's a little spotty out here, so we'll continue to try to call it as normal, but obviously it doesn't seem to be at the best at the moment. We apologize for that.
Nick Donati, now your race leader out here. He burns by Davis Braun, Caleb Colburn in third.
Nick Donati now leading this thing, representing ninth gear out there.
Luke,
Hey, Kevin.
I'm gonna call you on Discord. Get out of this.
Okay, we're back. Read that maybe that might help it. We'll see. But a very spread out field right now, as we can see on the map, Kevin.
Yeah, Nick Donati, like we saw earlier, just really burning up those tires in that, race finishing groove out there, and he's been able to get a lot of time out on everybody else in doing so. Davis Braun sitting about a second back on him. And Luke, perfect so far.
Good, alright. We like it. Noted.
Interesting.
Insane.
Let us know in the chat how you guys can hear us and how you guys can see us. We apologize about the last 30 laps. Obviously, we'll talk with CMS about this one because this is not the quality of a broadcast that you guys deserve. If it stays like this, though, I mean, we'll call it how we see it, and, let's go with the flow. Your top 5 right now is Donati, Braun, Colburn, Schmeier, and Cologne. A little bit of a battle going on between P4 and P5, Caleb Colburn and Miguel Colon, fighting for that 4th position, about 0.2 of a second off each other.
Cycling through out here. We're approaching the 90 lap mark now, and it's next time by, Kevin. And the lap's starting to dwindle down. Who do you got winning this thing so far?
Yeah, I don't know, Luke. I mean, we've seen different speeds out of different guys. Jeff Schmeier's looked super quick all day. Joe Nathan looked fast, got into some trouble, but I don't know. I really couldn't take a guess.
It's still a little early to say, I suppose.
Yeah. And the pit cycle has started at the green flag pits. Let's take a look and cycle through the field and see when everyone's pit out here. Seeing some around 82. Like the Loveridge guys came in then. 64 for the leaders. 48 for some of them. Vickery 53 as well as Joe Nathan. And the 6 caution flies, and that's not good for a lot of these guys because we have a lot of cars down a lap.
Reading, it's, I believe, oh, it's Jay.
Jay
He's
Darger.
going through the grass to get to his pit stall. Making his way in there immediately. I'm going to go back and take a look at how that one happened. Looked like he went up off the track a little bit. Oh.
Getting off the track as quick as he can. And
his pit stall
going straight to his pit.
His pit stall as quickly as he can. A funny one, that's for sure. But he gets through the pit, and I believe he's going to be all right out here. Hearing a little bit of fuel saving from some of these guys right about now.
Some guys coming in for fuel, some guys coming in for tires. A lot of pits coming though, Luke.
We see a good number of the guys coming in there. But also a couple guys staying out there. Nick Donati and Jeff Schmeier liking to stay out.
Oh, and an incident between Jay Darger and Alex Knoblaw. Can we go back and look at a replay of Jay Darger?
And I believe that was the crash earlier.
That was the incident, but I mean just very recently.
Oh, out of the pits?
Yeah.
Devin McCaffrey apparently crashed.
Just go to Darger. Yeah, right there.
Yep.
We can watch on. Yeah, that works. Huh.
Interesting.
And I just got word that Alex Knoblaw has now exceeded the maximum incident rating and has been disqualified.
Oh.
Some interesting things are happening out here, Luke.
Yeah, and yeah, that's it was right when he hit the grass. The 1X sent him over.
Yeah.
Oh, unfortunate for him.
Definitely interesting out here, but
Come back alive.
yeah, Alex, I've got to agree that was an interesting one, and I'm sure there'll be words to be had about that one after race with the race control and with the commissioners, but unfortunate ending to your night. I, I'm aware of, what you're upset about. Beyond Darger, I'm aware. Just know that. Going green this time by. Donati's going to be on the front row. Jeff Schmeier's going to be on his outside, up there with them. We're racing. Up through the gears they go, Luke. We have about 55, 56 laps to go.
See him cycling through up here, getting settled back into this thing, and Davis Braun getting the groove set early.
Davis Braun's got the clean air now out front. Yeah, Lisa, it was a automated DQ for getting over 20 incident points. That incident right there probably gave him 6. Probably 4 for the contact, 2 for the off track, and just sent him over the top, and it was an automatic thing. So. Joe Nathan now in pursuit of Davis Braun out here. Cologne falls to 3rd. AJ finished 4th. Chris Hudson in 5th. A lot of contenders up towards the front.
A bit of a battle going on back there past 2nd place right there. Battling for 3rd.
Yeah, there's also a good battle going on between Michael Carroll and Jay Darger for that lucky dog position if a caution were to fly.
And now Michael Carroll sitting on top of that right now. Jay not too far behind him.
Well, Noah Loveridge also in that position looking for the lucky dog, so all 3 of them now battling it out. Davis Braun opening up the timed over a second now on Joe Nathan. Getting some good laps in out here, and AJ Benish is just about caught your second places. They're side by side battling it out.
Definitely quite the battle going on right now for 2nd. But that's really giving the opportunity. Ooh, a little bit of bumping. What I was going to say is really giving the opportunity for Davis Braun to grow that lead he's got right now. But they're starting to catch him a little bit. I can't lie.
They're cycled in pretty tight there behind Davis Braun. He's got a little over a second of a lead on all of them, but the next about 5 are all cycled pretty tight. Luke, I think we're about ready for another scheme to take a look at. How about any of the Dog Bear guys? Specifically, we could look at Jeff Schmeier. They're all running a scheme in remembrance of the past decade or so ago. Sarge Place has been the primary sponsor for Dog Bear Racing. Sarge's Place is a non-profit organization that houses disabled and homeless veterans in the Olympic Peninsula of Washington. All 3 of our cars will have Sarge Places on the hood and on the back end of the truck. So, a little shout out to Sarge's Place, the sponsor of Dog Bear's vehicles this evening.
Davis Braun's lead shrinking a little bit as Finish and the rest of the guys are starting to file up a little bit. Just the biggest idiot in the world. Sitting here wondering why my phone won't turn on. It's been dead for 5 minutes.
Huh.
I'll check the damn time. Either way, we're approaching lap 110 out here, and the laps are starting to dwindle away out here, Kevin. That lead that Davis Braun has right now, it's kind of fixated around that 0.7 mark right about now, and doesn't seem to be going anywhere.
AJ Benish has closed it to about 7/10 of a second on Davis Braun now. Little battle for 4th place going on between Chris Hudson and Joe Nathan. With the 87 of Miguel Colon looking at the back of that, trying to get in on the action a little bit as they all cycle back in. Tim Collier sneaks into a top 10 position.
How about AJ Benish now catching Davis Braun? He's about half a second back now. Seems to be making up some time.
Yeah, slowly but surely he's, killing some of that time, but I still think this is a game of tires out here with, over 35 laps to go. Chris Hudson sitting in third, hoping some battling comes between the two leaders. And the caution flies, Luke.
Oh boy, we'll be scrambling a little bit to see where that one happened at. It looks like it's going to be Aaron Cooper. I'm going to go back and take a look at that one.
Oh yeah, just slides up into the 69. And Aaron Cooper. Who got into him? Was it 21?
I believe so.
Drew Lidke?
Yep.
Yeah.
And unfortunate for him, but it's going to leave us on our 7th caution out here, Kevin, and I believe this is probably going to... You think this will give them enough fuel to finish the race, or you think they'll come in for one more?
It'll give them enough fuel. It'll all be about, who's got a set of tires left, who wants to use those tires now. So I'd imagine there'll be a few guys that hold off on the tires and hope we see another caution within the next about 10 laps. But I'd imagine we're going to see a lot of guys put new, fresh sets of Goodyears on out here, Luke.
Oh, yeah. Here they come in. Vast majority of the field making their way in out here, 1st through 16.
Joe Nathan's going to win off pit road. Then Davis Braun, AJ Benish, Chris Hudson, Miguel Colon. It's going to be your top 5. Waiver rounds given to 3 guys staying out. That's going to be Michael Carroll, Noah Loveridge, and Devin McCaffrey. They're all picking up and getting onto the lead lap out here. They're coming into the pits.
It seems I left the
Hoping to
pit
take the
camera on when
penalty.
I went to go take a piss.
Well, we're still seeing pits because a little bit different strategies coming out. Some of the guys coming on in the second time around.
Let's see, we're seeing Michael Carroll, Devin McCaffrey, Noah Loveridge, Jose Medina, and Logan Brown making their way in and out of the pit right about now, but I think we go in the green this time, next time, Bob? Or is it this time?
It's going to be this time by. I don't see any lights on that truck.
There it goes.
Pace truck is in. And we are green out here. Joe Nathan, your race leader. AJ Benish looks to the inside as well of Davis Braun. He's being pushed by the 43 of Chris Hudson.
AJ Benish looking at the inside. He's going to have his nose there going into turn 3. He's now passing Joe Nathan, who's sliding back now on the third line. They're 3 wide briefly. We saw a car get turned a little sideways there near the front. And I believe we held it together there. Nope. Davis Braun. Davis Braun crashed somewhere? Oh, yeah. We're still green right now, keep in mind. But
So green, but Davis Braun in a great position, has had a great race.
in a barely 3 wide situation and just gets a little sandwiched and spun out there on the infield. But AJ Benish leading this thing with Chris Hudson behind him, not too far off.
AJ Benish now your race leader after everything cycles through. Good restart for him. Good restart for Chris Hudson as well. They're reading 1-2 right now. Tim Collier up into a 5th position. He's made his way through the field.
Single file all the way through there for your leaders. We see the second group kind of forming back there. Trying to get things worked out, it seems.
The caution flies. Who are we reading, Luke? 8th caution of the evening.
Connor Patton right now. So I'm getting a read on. We're going to go back and watch it. Another briefly 3 wide situation results in another car.
Can we go back and look at that again? Maybe even slow down. I think there's got to be some netcode involved in this one.
You know what happens right there over the triangle.
Oh. Well, it doesn't start with netcode.
Nope.
That's the netcode I thought I saw, but it really just looks like who's in that orange car? This still car. Let's see. Whose last name is that we see up there?
James.
Oh, that's Anthony James.
Getting up high into Tyler Vickery, and that results in Connor Patton getting taken out and sent to the high wall.
Yeah, just a unfortunate for him.
Definitely an avoidable situation, though, I gotta say.
Yeah. That's going to bring
Regardless,
out
I
caution
think
number 8, and it's probably going to be about 22, 21 to go when we go green out here. Taking a look at another scheme out here. Let's take a look at Tim Collier's Space Force scheme on the evening. I think the only Space Force scheme out here, and it's a pretty one.
Oh yeah, no doubt. Love that silver on the side. Looking good, looking good. You know, Kevin, it's been a long race. We're getting down here to these later stages of the laps now. Lap 23 as they cross the finish line right now. And we're starting to see the wear of these cars, I think, affect. I think we had, what, one more fast repair on the evening?
Yeah, just one fast repair, and I'm trying to, see. It looks like we got 20 guys still on the lead lap. Lord only knows how many of those guys have a decently fresh car. But I gotta agree. I think we're seeing a lot of damaged cars out there. I will say though, Luke, we had more people down a lap about 20 laps ago than we do now. We've seen a lot of guys catch lucky dogs. We've seen a lot of guys get waiver rounds. Some of these guys towards the back of the pack are not there because they're slow. They're there because they just got back on the lead lap. So that could shake things up a little bit with still over 20 laps left.
Yeah, no doubt. And AJ Benish, he's been running up there near the front pretty much all afternoon. He's had a very promising race. He's probably looking to keep that same hot streak running out here. This looked pretty good all night. And see those lights on the pace truck are off, signifying we are going green this time by.
Yeah, your top 10 is going to read Benish, Hudson, Colbert, Cologne, Collier, Vickery, Donati, James, Lidke, and Schmeier. Pace truck is in. We are green out here. Here we go. AJ Benish out in your lead. On the restart, Caleb Colburn to follow now this time. Caleb Colburn had a really good last season. Haven't talked to him as much this season. He's looking for his first win of the year.
Logan Brown came back onto the track after falling off, and he has just taken a toe to the pits.
Caleb Colburn's caught AJ Benish though, as he's hot on his tail, about a second or a tenth of a second off. Nick Donati up into P4. Tim Collier also hanging on to his spot. Big battle going on between P5 and P6. Between the two of them as they're side-by-side racing back there in the purple and the black cars of Collier and Cologne.
Ooh, a bit of wall contact there near the back of the front pack, and it's for the other guys to pass. AJ Benish holding strong. Caleb Colbert hot on his heels. They both looked pretty good all afternoon.
"18 laps to go here. Side by side now is Cologne and Donati. Cologne is making moves, trying to get towards the front.
Single file all the way through out here. They got 16 laps left to go. 15 this time by. And, it all comes down to this out here, Kevin. What do they got left in the tank? Looking at the battle box over here, we see when they last pit.
Yeah, they'll be fine on fuel, but my question is, how much rubber do they got left on these things? We're seeing all sorts of different lines out here. And I mean, I think it's going to come down to, who's been able to save these things the most. How about Joe Nathan? He's made his way back through the field, putting up very fast lap times. He was towards the back on the restart. A little bit of a battle going on between Nick Donati and Jeff Schmeier, and the caution flies.
And, oh, we see somebody sideways. Pierre Robitaille.
Pierre Robitaille up into Connor Patton. Let's go back and take a look at that one just a little bit longer to see, what led up to that one. It looks like, here we go, that should be good. Patton's holding that second line through the turns. Robitaille comes up for the block. Patton goes high. And Robitaille kind of comes up with them.
They both kind of run out of real estate there. Results in Pierre Robitaille getting up into the wall, and unfortunate for him, and probably cycle him back to the back there and into his pit stall, that's for sure.
Unfortunate for him, but that's going to change some of the names we have to pay attention to out here on these last 10 laps, Luke. If anybody has tires left in their pits, I think that's going to be the guy to pay attention to, whoever takes those tires. B, Joe Nathan's made it all the way through the field, and he's sitting in P5, and now he's bunched back up with the group. He's got a fast car right now, fast truck right now, and I think he's a name to pay attention to. AJ Benish, he's been very fast on these restarts. Passing's another issue out here, so got to pay attention to him. I think this is going to shake up the dynamic of this race for a lot of these guys, Luke.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with you, Kevin, and the laps are definitely starting to close out here, and you can just hear all these engines. They are just keeping them nice and low. They're just trying to save every last little bit they can out here.
Well, like I said, I don't think fuel's going to be that much of an issue.
Even just how slow they're moving, and just, they seem very, very calm and easy on these cars right now. That's what I'm implying. AJ Binish and Caleb Colburn off the restart.
Your top 10 going to be restarting this time by is going to be Benish, Colburn, Hudson, Cologne, Nathan, Donati, Schmeier, Collier, Vickery, and Lidke. Going into turn 3 and 4, this could be the last time we're pacing around, Luke. We only have 10 to go when we go green here.
Almost into the single-digit lap counter, Kevin. It all comes down to this.
Green flag, here we go. Another good jump on that inside line of AJ Benish. But here comes Caleb Colburn. And how about here comes Chris Hudson? They're side by side racing for that second position. Joe Nathan not going to make it 3 wide, but he's got some speed. I think, at one point he could if he has to. Oh, and 10th caution flies. They're wrecking hard out here.
And it happens near the back, Kevin, and I'm counting at least 3 or 4 cars in that one.
Oh, man. Oh. Hard into the wall goes the 69 and the 25 as well. Michael Carroll also getting involved in that one some. Not sure what the extent of it is.
Tommy Mitchell as well. A lot of guys involved in that one.
Big incident there.
It is now official. There's more cautions than there are laps left in this race.
Well, look, it's going to be 6 to go when we go green this time by. And we've seen a good amount of cautions out here. And I think, there's not much to say. I just said, the whole dynamic of what I can see left on this race about 2 laps ago.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, Luke, I'm going to ask the big question then. What's your favorite scheme of the evening?
Oh, I got to take the AJ Binish scheme.
Taking the Benish
out
scheme.
there, yep. Rocking the Army.
Rocking the Army out there. It's a good looking scheme.
Oh, yeah. Gotta love it.
Coming out of 4, pace car is going to stay out for one more time around. And then it's going to be green flag racing. Got some guys in the pits getting some damage cleared up. We see Michael Carroll coming out now. We see the 24 car of Jose Medina coming out now. Both of them going to try to catch up before we go green.
Doubling up out here. Getting ready. Who knows, maybe going green for the last time once again. We'll see.
24 car and the 5 car really putting the pedal to the metal, trying to catch up to the pack. They should with ease. The 25 car of Davis Braun, I'd say maybe. I wouldn't bet on it if they even give him the lap back. If not, he might just be a lap down. AJ Benish is going to lead this thing off the restart. Ten cautions deep. 6 to go. Once we go green, who's it going to be? Benish has led a lot of laps out here, but Colburn and Hudson have been, right down his back. Here we go. AJ Benish inside. We are racing out here. Another good jump for Benish.
Seems we've been saying that all night.
Yeah, rest of the field's going to be in hot pursuit, though, as they're side by side. He wants this to be them racing each other as much as possible. And how about Chris Hudson shooting the middle, getting clear? He's going to be your second place runner right now.
And they're going to be driving pretty hard out here, I imagine, Kevin, trying to fight for that position to get up there and be the guy to contest AJ Benish, who's looked strong all night.
About a half a second lead for AJ Benish over Caleb Colburn. How about Joe Nathan, though? He's making his way up to second. He has been quick. He started from the back about 30 laps ago.
He's door to door with Caleb Colburn right now. It's
He's gonna clear him.
yeah, they're back to the double. They're back to single now. Sorry, they're gonna be trying to hunt down AJ Benish, who's about second up there on first right now. Four laps to go, and it's starting to dwindle down.
It's being closed. Ready to go out here into the turns. AJ Benish still holding the lead over Joe Nathan, but not by much. Joe Nathan's looked great across the backstretch, and here he comes. Two to go. AJ Benish leads. Joe Nathan catching. He's 0.3 of a second back. He's closed this gap by about half. He's right there on pace to catch. The backstretch is where he's looked dominant, and as you can see, he's gaining time fast into the turns 3 and 4. They go, just looking for that white flag, which will happen this time by.
White
flag in the air. Joe Nathan right there on the bumper. Here he comes. Benish stays high. He knows that's been Nathan's line. Nathan's there. It's going to come down to turns 3 and 4.
I mean, AJ Benish.
Who's going to go where? Benish throws the block low. He goes up top. He's into the wall. It doesn't matter. AJ Benish is going to win at Charlotte.
Yeah, what a win for
Joe
AJ
Nathan.
Benish.
Yeah, Joe Nathan finishing second. Caleb Colburn getting third.
As the official results roll through on the board out here for the Champion Motorsports Memorial Day race, or, well, Memorial race. AJ Benish, Joe Nathan, and Caleb Colburn all getting a podium. We'll be talking to them shortly. But Chris Hudson, Miguel Colon, Jeff Schmeier, Tim Collier, Jay Darger, Nick Donati and Aaron Cooper to round out your top 10. 8 team drivers. I believe we have, 20 drivers finishing on the lead lap?
Yeah, and a great race. For 10 cautions, not terrible.
No, definitely not. And a quick burnout there for AJ Binish, and a good win out there for him, that's for sure. We'll be talking to them here momentarily. I believe you want to go and get those interviews ready?
Yep, let's head on over to that dreaded call that's ruined our evening.
Yep, let's get on over there and tank the internet again. Does it every damn time.
And Luke turning his camera on for a second.
That isn't plugged in or existing.
Huh, well, gotta love Discord for telling me that it was on.
Of course.
Yeah, and as we get everyone rounded in for the interviews, a great win for AJ Binish. I'm gonna go ahead and get Caleb Colburn in here first. I'm trying to find. Here we go. Hey, Caleb, guys in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I do. How you doing?
Good, man. How you doing? That was a crazy race. That was a very long race out here at Charlotte under the lights, and you were able to get a podium position out here. You were, every restart kind of hunting down AJ as best as you can, and then, I mean, it just seemed like Joe came out of nowhere with some crazy speed there at the end of the race, and you're able to hold on to it for a P3 out here. You want to talk us through how it went?
Yeah, it was a pretty hectic race on my end. You know, hopped in the session about 2 minutes before it started and qualified about 15th, and then that first caution there I got caught up in and spun around and kind of put me on a separate strategy. But that strategy ended up working out pretty well. Yeah, definitely a long race, but I'm happy with the third place finish after not being in a few races.
Absolutely, a great comeback for you. And, we see a lot of success from you at these mile and a halves, not only this season, but the last one as well. We're going to Nashville next week. What can you do there?
Hopefully better than third. I've been running Nashville this week in the Cup cars, so track time's good, and yeah, hopefully I have better result there. I've been trying to take notes from Davis on the tire saving on the long runs, so seems to be working out somewhat well. So
Absolutely. A great race for you. We hope to see you here soon because the interviews are always great. Lastly, thank you for your service. And anybody you'd like to shout out before we get you out of here?
yeah, I mean, just AJ. He's been really fast. I've been looking at the results and stuff. The past few races I've missed, and yeah, he seems like the real deal. So, yeah, shout out to AJ on a good win here at Charlotte.
Absolutely. Thanks for the interview, Caleb, and have a good one.
Yep, you too. Thanks.
That was Caleb Colburn with the P3 finish out here, getting it done at Charlotte. Next up, we're going to get our second place finisher, who was very fast at the end of that race, very fast all race, Joe Nathan. I invite him over to speak. Try one more time, maybe not.
How does one allow somebody on stage?
I invite him, I think.
He has his hand up. Is that like a click invite to speak?
I think the hand is up because I invited him. Yeah. All right, I'm inviting AJ, your race winner, in here. Hey, AJ, guys in the booth, you got a copy?
I got you.
Hey, man, how about that race? Few restarts. I mean, it just kind of seemed like it was the same thing. You trying to get out there in front of the guys and let them fight it out for second and third and hold it off. We didn't see a super long run there at the end, but there at the last 10 laps, I'd imagine you were doing some rear view driving with Joe Nathan coming at you. How were you able to fend him off and get the win on here?
He was coming. I didn't think I was gonna be able to hold him off with the caution at like 130 or something like that. I thought it was gonna be really close, and then as it got closer, I thought that was dead meat. Kind of trying to pull up as much as I could away from those guys while they fought, and then he still got there. Tried to run high to make him run something different, 1 and 2, and then said, I think that did not work, and I probably just lost the race. And I just went low to run my line, and I kind of figured go high, and I honestly thought I lost, and then fortunately he went low too, so it kind of ended up working out for me, but probably stole that one from Joe.
Yeah, you let a lot of laps out here. And there at the end, I mean, it seemed like it was almost just guessing right. You went up high, and I think it kind of threw him off. Then you dropped back down low, and he opted to do the same, maybe thinking you were going high again, and you were able to take it here at Charlotte. I'm not saying they're similar tracks, but not far off going to Nashville here in a week. How do you feel confidence-wise preparing for that one?
Like, I better hope the tire lottery swings my way, because I don't love it. I'm sure I'll be fine, but it's I don't expect to be racing top 2 like I kind of thought I would be tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. Great night for you, getting it done out here at Charlotte, putting in victory lane. So congratulations on that. Thanks for the interview. Anyone like to shout out before we get you out of here?
I always appreciate you guys being here, run the broadcast, and everyone racing. Enjoy racing with everyone. Appreciate Joe ran it clean there. I kind of came down, and I think he had to check up big time to not wreck. So I appreciate that.
Yeah, absolutely. A great race for you. Congratulations, AJ.
Thank you.
Hey, Joe, guys in the booth, you got a copy? Showing Joe's in here now. He let me know he's on mobile though, so you know how Discord is on a phone.
Hey, it happens. It happens.
Not hearing anything from Joe. Joe, you got a copy? Well, maybe not. Regardless, Luke, what a race.
Yeah, and I think he's trying his best out here. We'll see if he can give him a couple
Just
more
saw the camera
seconds.
go on for a second.
Yeah, we'll give him just a few more seconds, maybe.
Well, Luke, now that the race is over and we can put it behind us, I'd like to point out that the internet issues we were having was due to this channel.
Yeah.
Apparently being in this channel and sharing your screen is stressful to the computer, and the second we left it, it's like
We're
magic.
fine. Interesting. Very, very interesting.
But don't think we're gonna get Joe Nathan.
Unfortunate, but either
Try
way.
one more time.
Last
Got a
try.
copy?
Oh, there he
Alright.
is.
Oh, yep, we got you.
No way. Yeah,
We got him
I
just
was
in time.
struggling there. Just in time.
Hey, I've been on Discord phone before, and I can tell you it's not very easy. So
No, it's not.
how about that race though? I mean, we saw you coming from the back. We saw you, darting by some of the guys. I think with about 30 to go, and you got
Mhm.
yourself in that position right there towards the end, top 5 position, and then you cleared for second. It was really just a chase from there. You think a couple more laps and you had it?
Yeah, let me just say that was pure talent. Okay, I did not have fresher tires than everybody else. No, I'm just kidding. So yeah, I played the tire lottery. I think with about 35 to go. I was like, I'm just gonna take fuel. I'm not gonna take tires, and then that next caution that comes out, I'll take tires. I could not drive the car at all. I was burning up the right front after like 30, 40 laps. It was down to 50%. So I didn't want to put the cart ahead of the horse, but maybe one more lap and I could have got AJ, maybe. But obviously AJ's up front for a reason, so I'm just happy to finish second. I mean, that was pretty good for me.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a great race. I gotta talk to you about that white flag lap. We saw AJ go up top through 1 and 2, and then did that kind of throw you off, or was the plan always to drop down low through 3 and 4 for you?
Yeah. So when I saw him go up high in 1 and 2, I mean, I heard what he said, but whatever. So when he went high, that ruined me, I think, just enough because I knew I needed to get to the outside into 3 and 4. So he took that away from me. And then I figured he must have done that on purpose, so he's going to take my line away again into 3 and 4. but he says he didn't do that. So he ran low, and I went low, and I'm never gonna dump a guy for a win. So yeah, and it wasn't he didn't do anything wrong either, but I think him going high in 1 and 2 mind gamed me enough into 3 and 4. So he basically took my line away both times without knowing, or maybe he did.
Yeah, kind of just, you seeing it as him going high through 1 and 2 worked, and him seeing it as it maybe didn't work as much. But regardless, a great race for both of you guys getting 1-2 out here. Going to be great for your point standings. We're looking forward at Nashville and Michigan out here. So, what can you do? I know you're in the hunt for the lead out here. What can you do to put yourself in a position where you can, put yourself there when we go to Michigan for the finale?
Yeah, so it's a very good question. I'm kind of on a Matt Kenseth speed run right now. So if I can figure out a way to actually put the car in victory lane, I think that would be nice. Otherwise, pretty much all the other races, I've been right there. I've been finishing second, finishing third, finishing fifth, eighth. Like, I'm doing pretty good. And I think Nashville should be a fun one. Michigan as well, where I feel like I do good everywhere, but I just got to win a race. It's so difficult though. These guys are pretty good, and strategy always plays a role.
Great into your race tonight, getting a second place finish. A great run throughout the evening. We always appreciate talking to you, Joe. Thanks for the interview. And you'd like to shout out before we get you out of here?
Yeah, all the usual. Of course, you guys for putting together an excellent broadcast. Tim for an excellent racing league. I almost dumped him, and I want to make sure he knows. That would be a bad idea. But also, just want to shout out all of the veterans out there that have served, and all the veterans out there that didn't make it back. That allow us the freedom to play a silly racing game on Sunday nights. So I appreciate everybody.
Absolutely. Couldn't have said it better myself, Joe. Congratulations on second place tonight.
Thank you guys. Have a good night.
Thanks. Yeah, you too. That was your top 3 interviews, rounded out by your second place finisher, Joe Nathan. That was a great race, Luke. I'm seeing that right now, only the back half of our broadcast is being saved, which shouldn't be. So I'll do what I can to find where the hell the other half went and get that posted out. But a great race. Couldn't have said it better myself. We do this because we can, and we can because of those who served. So thanks to all those in the military, and thanks to those who made the greatest sacrifice. Luke, you want to close us out on this evening? I think our schedule's clear for a few days, so I'm just gonna skip that part.
Yeah, I mean, on top of the thanks to the servicemen out there, thanks to the commissioners for putting it on, thanks for the drivers for having a good show out there for us and making it exciting as always. And we'll see you guys in the next one. Good night, race fans.